Hi guys, welcome again to this channel and thank you so much for joining. And before we continue, first, this video is not to discourage any person. Like, if you have a dream of moving from where you are, your own country, and traveling to other countries, feel free. It's your choice. Nobody is saying what against any person, but at the same time, it's always good to share the good part, to give all the sides. Like, first, I would say before I traveled or I came here, I was thinking of only the best. Like, in your head, you've made all the calculations, money wise, everything. Okay, we know we don't pick, the money is not picked anywhere from any tree. We know that we have to work hard. But my idea of coming here was like, and it's the same idea. Like, let's talk about Kenya, that's where I come from. It's the same thing when you're traveling. Like, the people, let's say from other country, and they want to make a trip to Kenya, they have other imaginations. Like, you feel like from landing of the plane and walking and going to this, it's poor. Like, everything is just looking like, you understand what I mean, eh? They have that mentality that Africa is poor, Africa it's like this. In Africa we are suffering. Of course, they are part of those part, they are part of the same Africa, where there are really some people who need help. But I would also say it's not only in Africa, but it's also all over the world. Because if I'm here, sometimes I'm walking and I will see people begging outside. I will see people sitting outside the streets trying to beg for food, trying to beg for money, like things like those. Although you also don't know, there are some people who come to beg, and maybe this person is even living better than yourself. They have their own houses and so on. Because they are lazy to go to work, or they don't want to pay the taxes and everything, they choose the part of begging. So the begging is everywhere. Here I was also surprised. In fact, up to date, I wish I could get as just a space to talk with someone who is begging. Like, especially during the winter, it's so cold outside. You are wearing a sweater, you are wearing a jacket, and a long one for that matter, and you find someone is sleeping outside with that cold. In that cold, people are spreading their mattresses, and I'm like, I am wearing the winter shoes, I'm wearing the jacket, I'm wearing all the things that I feel they are going to prevent me from this cold. But still, I wish I am inside the house. Like, when you're moving from one space to the other, you feel like you should walk faster to get inside somewhere. Like, and you will find people sitting outside with that cold. You find people in the night sleeping outside, and you're like, huh, how do you to survive? How do you manage? Because if it's heavy jacket or whatever you have, this cold, though, it's very cold. So the mentality we have also when we are at home, like before you come here. Now let me talk about myself. Before I moved here, I had other things in my mind, and I was like, I don't know where we took that the idea of those people, the people outside. Let me not mention that part. But you are like, I'm going to work, and for me, I was calculating like having 3 jobs a day, because you trust yourself, and you're like, that money, I should make it. I will make it, I will get it. And you're making one, I will be having this kind of jobs. One, I do like morning hours, afternoon hours, and maybe now there is that one which you do maybe once or twice or thrice a week. And now you're calculating, making pictures at your bank account. You're like, my bank account is not going to miss any money. Hey, it's going to be full of. And you make those calculations until you come here, until you get. And the reason we do that, it's because is it the mentality? I don't know what we have in. I don't know where we went wrong. Not only that, it's also seeing the people who post like in the internet, Instagram, Facebook. You get to YouTube, and the people are just showing you the best. You just see people living well. You just see people eating well. People going to the restaurant. You see people having big cars, and you start dreaming of having your own car until you get here. Oh. Now, when you get here, the reality comes. Like, you are not even able to do two kinds of jobs. You wake up early in the morning. If you have a 8-hour shift, you have to go to work. You will stop or you will relax. Apart from the 30 minutes pause time or break time where you have to have your food and you must eat that food faster, you go back to your work. There is no laziness. You go back to your work and work. Now, from there, maybe you just take a small minutes to go to the toilet, come back to your work. You will breathe when you get out of the organization. It's right that I'm not against that, of course. You have to respect somebody's office. You have to respect where you are getting something to put food on your table and everything. But now the problem is the mentality that we have when we come here. Now, with that money, if you're living on your own, if you're alone, if you have to pay for all your expenses, then it's nothing. First, depends also with the kind of job you're working, how much you're being paid on this space. So some people, they find there's the mini job. Is it part-time tile site? Mini job. Mini job is something you do it like you can choose to do it twice a week or 3 days a week, and according to your agreement with the other person. Now you do this at least to top up what you get monthly, like your normal 8 hours job. Because some people, if you get, like, let's say you get, after everything has been deducted, you are getting 1,000 euro a month, then this money, it's not enough for you to survive for the whole month. So some people opt to doing also a mini job where at least you have something for yourself. You can you are able to pay your house rent, you are able to pay other expenses, and also to have your food. That's how life is serious in Europe. In Germany, let me talk about Germany because that's where I am. So I came and I was like, I need to look for 2 jobs. And I'm like, after 1 month, 2 months, no, it's not happening. Let me start with this one because it is not easy. You also need your time. When you come home, the house is waiting for you. You need to maybe clean. You need to have something to eat. You need to do this and that. So in Africa, it's easier, especially in Kenya. You get someone to help you in the house. Like, we call them, they are called these days house managers. This person, when you go to work, will be left at home, and this person, when you come home, you are tired, so you find your home is clean. This person is staying with you, this person is living there, and things like that. So in Africa, in Kenya, when it comes to that, is much more easier. Here, if you have to get someone called house manager, we have this one called au pair, where you get people from outside the country, especially most of the people come from Asians, from Africa, countries like that. and you pay this person 250 every month as a pocket. And this person is also entitled to 30 days holiday according to the agreement you have with the person, and yeah, things like that. So if you want to pay a normal like contract work job, then you have to pay a lot of money, and you'll find out that maybe what you're earning is not even enough to pay that other person. So those who are sharing only good parts in these countries, Peter, just try your best to tell the people the reality, what is there, so that when we come, we are prepared. We know what to expect and what not to expect. When you come here, we don't no room for laziness. It's work and work and work. You have to work because some people come with intentions of helping back at home. So you need to really work hard for you to have enough also to help yourself and to help your people back at home. It's not bad to help. That's how we were brought up in Africa or maybe other countries. So it's okay. And it's also a blessing. So when you come, don't think that you just be working and picking money everywhere. In fact, I've been in Germany for 4 years. I've never picked even €5. At least I picked €2. I have picked €2, just €2. But more than that, I've never done. And this €2, I picked it twice. 2 times I picked €2. Yeah. So that's the life for you here. So when you come, be prepared. If you come and get into work. Yes, guys, that's all for today. Hope the video is of help to someone who has the idea of coming here. At least you get an information.